What up, YouTube? Timus here. Since it is of course award season and Oscar season, and the Oscars are a couple of weeks away. This month, I'm actually gonna be doing my reviews for Oscar winning pictures. Films that of course won the Oscar for Best Picture. So each day I'm gonna try to do my post up reviews of all the Oscar winning films I have not really done reviews for yet, or stuff like that. So here's my review for the very first ever Oscar winning film, and that is the 1927 movie Wings. Now, I was never really the biggest silent film fan or anything like that. I've seen silent movies here. I mean, there are some iconic horror silent films I do appreciate. I do love the work of Charlie Chaplin. I actually saw Wings when it was on, because I want to check out some, more classic fares. And so, Wings actually premiered on, TCM one time, and I decided to check it out. Wings is probably one of the best silent movies there is. I mean, honestly, is the Oscars, of course, became a thing in 1928, and Wings was the first ever Oscar-winning film to win, which was really interesting to even picture. And Wings is a really decent film. I guess the movie does take place in World War One because, of course, obviously, World War Two did not happen until like the 40s and stuff. Uh, but this film actually premiered back in 1927. Really cool visuals of that time. I mean, obviously, it's obviously visuals is very totally different nowadays and all that. And so like with World War One, very afoot. You got David Armstrong played by Richard Allen and Jack Parrow played by Charles Buddy Rogers, who ends up joining the military with an eye towards flying American fired planes and all. And they leave behind Mary Preston, played by famed silent film actress Claire Bow, who is this like local girl who's in love with David but committed to Jack and all. So it's a bit like a love. It's like the Edward and Jacob, um, like the team Edward and team Jacob of that era. I guess you could put it that way. And so the man also pretty much take two of the skies, and one was climatic air battle and all, and they end up and Mary, longs for the their safe return and all that, and they, both men wants to like prove their price for bravery and all that. Claire Bow, like I said, she's an iconic silent film actress of all time. She is so good in this. The two leads, played by Richard Allen and Charles Buddy Rogers, were pretty decent. You also had Garrett Cooper was also in this, a famed Western actor of his prime. It was directed by William A. Wellman, who did a really decent job directing this. It's a really decent, really cool script. Uh, Definitely a really iconic silent movie of that era. The plane sequence was all pretty cool to watch. I mean, this is definitely probably one of the best World War One movies there is. I mean, there's actually more World War Two movies than there are World War One movies. I mean, the recent World War One movie we just had was of course 1917, which is pretty good. But I cannot really recall many other World War One movies around there, But yeah, this is definitely a really solid movie. Worth checking out. Did pretty well with critics too. If I recall, like it literally has a 93% Rotten Tomatoes. It's definitely one of the better silent movies there is. I mean, silent movies have always been pretty decent. I said, I've never really been the hugest film fan of silent films, but Wings definitely proves how great silent movies were of that era of the 1920s and all that. The black and white is really cool. It's really insane to believe that this movie did win. Was the first ever film to win Best Picture when the Oscars first became a thing. It's the first ever Oscar. When was the first ever Oscar premiere? I think it premiered in 1928. Let me go check. Oscars 1929. Yeah, the first Academy Awards was held on May 16, 1929. So yeah, I mean, that aside, if you have never really seen Wings, really hard to find this movie nowadays. Find on Fandango now, Vudu. You can find it on Apple. You can't. It's hard to find some movies nowadays. But anyway, I mean, you don't really have like there's rarely hardly any silent films premiering like on Netflix or anything. So yeah, but anyway, that aside, definitely a really cool action and love story too. So anyway, let me let you guys. Have you ever seen the classic 1927 Oscar-winning film Wings? If so, what saw of it? Did you like it? Did you not? Were you not a fan of it? And bonus question: what are some of your favorite silent films of all time? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Simon signing off.